Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to this Monday morning with Business Coach Malloy. And I hope you've been having a fantastic 11 months of this year. 1 month to go. The date of closure for this year is around the corner. And I hope all of you out there have a rock star ending to fiscal 24 and a fabulous 25. We'll talk about more about how you can make fiscal 25 a great event. We are coming out with multiple programs in from April onwards. One hour, obviously, we have our signature one-to-one business coaching program. We are spread over the country. We have five coaches. Please reach out to anybody of us that you would want to speak with or connect with. We are committed to add a few more coaches this year, this fiscal, and we should be having about 7 to 8 coaches by the time March 25 comes in. We are launching one of Action Coach's most successful programs called the Action Club, which is a group coaching program for entrepreneurs, people who want to come together, network, and have a very structured training program on how to scale up the business. The programs will start in April in Kolkata, Nasik, and Mumbai. We are also launching a board game. We should be doing that in-person seminar in April in Kolkata, and that should be very interesting. So you could actually play a board game, decide the strategies on how to scale up your business on the board, and then go and replicate that in the organization. That will be a paid event, but we'll make it fun. So a lot of things that are coming up from our end, and we are committed to our mission of impacting the lives of 500 entrepreneurs every year. And obviously, that mission needs to change as we go 1 year forward, and we want to impact the life of maybe 1,000 entrepreneurs by the time we come to a similar time next year, next calendar year. But how do you do it? Just by telling people that you should scale up your business does not mean anything. And I have had so many people coming to me, and in the last 5 years that I've been in the coaching space, I've had so many interactions with entrepreneurs, and everyone and many of them come and tell me we generate inquiries, but we are unable to convert them into order. So today, in the Power of Five series, we'll talk about 5 ways on how to improve your conversion rates. Now, what every business owner needs to know on how to close more deals. Leads are great, but actually we need customers. If your marketing arm is doing great and leads are coming in, your sales arm should be working well to close those customers. Because that's what we need. We need customers who can pay us. That's why we are in business, because everything, whatever I want to do in life, everything has to boil down to one element: how do I generate more revenue from my business? So, understanding your sales conversion rate, understanding your sales conversion process will help you turn more leads into sales. So, why are conversion rates important? Sales conversion rates will tell you how effectively your sales team is correlating or working closely with the marketing efforts to turn leads into sales. You need to know if wherever you're investing your time in the sales process, is it working? So whether you're selling a product or service, thinking strategically about sales opportunity not only wins you more business, but it also reduces the inefficiencies in your workflow. Now, this is a cliched statement that I'm going to make, but that's the fact of life for a business owner. Work harder, not harder. Work smarter, but not harder. Because end of the day, if you are the person who's going to be working 12 hours, 14 hours, 16 hours consistently in your business, yes, at some point in time you will have to. But if you're going to do all of that, where will you ever get the time to go out and fulfill your other aspirations of life? So five methods, 5 ways on how to improve your sales conversion. First, measure your conversions holistically. Instead of typically using a traditional cost per sale or marketing to sales conversion rate, a better way to is look at each conversion holistically. You will learn more by measuring the entire customer acquisition rather than a small segment of the process. So what does that mean? You need to look at the conversion rate from start to finish. So you have marketed to the first contact, it is your marketing element. Then the sales process comes in, kicks in, which is the first contact to your to set up an appointment. It could be a virtual, phone, or in person. Then there is an appointment to the proposal stage. Then there is proposal to sell, and then sale to a 1 year AMC or whatever, because you need to look at the CLV, right? Most people are looking at only inquiries, quotations submitted to orders received. And when you're not looking at the whole process holistically, you will always run into problem because you're not measuring or, or not figuring out which of the segments in your marketing sales process is working and which one is not working, and where do you want to make the tweaking. Number two, ensuring that you're targeting the right audience. If your conversion rates are low, you may be talking to the wrong segment of people. So look at your segmentations now. And we have spoken about segmentations in our previous series, but we'll come back and speak about what are the 5 ways to make to segment, right? It is important to specifically target potential customers who need your service. But how do I need if I'm targeting the right people? So, gathering real, honest feedback through your sales team will give you insight into what the customer or what kind of customer you should be focusing upon. We recently worked with a business that was generating a lot of leads, but the owners struggled to keep up. Their conversion rates were low because of the slow follow up times and because the leads didn't match the ideal client criteria. So, have you as an organization, have you as a sales organization, have you as a sales team defined your buyer persona? We're running a sales program for one of our clients based out of Delhi, where we are doing a sales coaching program, taking them through this entire journey of what is the market size, what is the market share, defining your ideal customer, your buyer persona, or your customer persona, and saying, how do I reach out to them? Remember this, if you're selling to everybody, you're actually selling to nobody. So you have to have a target audience set up. Number three, use a variety of communication channels. As in all marketing, it's important to understand how the customers want to engage with you. There are no shortage of ways of communication, but every person has a preferred method of communication. Now, I am, as a person, may not be very conversant or comfortable picking up the phone and speaking to people. I would rather use the WhatsApp, but that is me. But I need to figure out what is the preferred method of my customer. And if I'm not aligned to the method of my customer, then obviously there will be a challenge or there will be gaps in your communication. The younger generations may probably favor text or messenger apps. A busy trade person who's away from the computer all day may prefer text messaging, but don't forget the telephone. Don't forget the telephone. It is still the best method of communication. So, although digital marketing is what most businesses use these days, the phone is still a viable sales tool. So much can get lost in translation if you rely heavily on texts. Use the one to one communication because that is the most powerful human connection that you will ever have. When in doubt, and this is something that we do with all our prospects, that what is the form of communication you prefer? Is there something that you're more comfortable with? We leave the ball in the customer's court. Fourth, ask qualifying questions. Don't make assumptions. Too many salespeople are making assumptions. Every lead that you get through your website may or may not be your qualified lead. Not every lead will match your ideal customer profile, but that doesn't mean you should ignore them. Before you discount any lead who don't fall into your ideal customer criteria, talk to them anyway. And I'll give you an example. We're running a seminar in Kolkata. We received a lead through Facebook, which said XYZ gentleman, sales director, XYZ business. Now, our seminars are focused to the business owner, and our BD team, our sales team, ignored that. And I was told that, sir, this is a person who seems to be in the sales department, and hence we have not called. But when the person was called back, we realized that he's the son of the business owner who has the title of a sales director. So don't go by what is written. What you has been written may not mean what it actually is. So every call need not be a 30-minute, 45-minute scheduled Zoom meeting. It could be just a few minutes to establish whether that person is truly, where the person is truly in the buying cycle, if that person is the person whom you would want to talk to. For example, marketing professionals often get requests that don't match their list of services. A lead may be asking for a website, but what they actually need is a strategic plan. And if you're a strategic marketer, this is your ideal client. Sometimes our prospects, our leads do not know what they want. They just go and type out something based on hearsay. You never know what a potential customer really needs unless you talk to them. And hence, picking up the phone is very, very critical. 5. Think long term. A common approach to sales is assuming that the campaign will lead to sales next week. Now, depending on the industry and the cost of your services, the sales cycle might be much longer than you expect. Sometimes for huge B2B projects, it can take 18, 24 months. In my business coaching practice, when I started off, I started getting clients after 12 months, 18 months, after they have stayed connected with us. Let's look at all those layers of the sales conversion. Most businesses only get the first two layers and are content with that. But the third layer is where the magic happens. The third layer shifts from a reactive sales approach to a proactive sales technique. We let go of our customers because we are not thinking long term. We let go saying this guy is not going to buy from me. But a HubSpot sales statistics say 60% of the customers say no 4 times before they say yes. This is not my statistics, this is global statistics. They say no 4 times before we say yes. And a staggering 48% of the salespeople do not follow up after the second meeting or after the second call. Now, see the disconnect. Here is a gentleman or a customer who can buy from you, who can say yes to you after 4 to 5 to 6 meetings, but we give up after 2. So don't do that. Look at the long term perspective and say, how do I get these people in? What is my methodology of keeping my people in? So the first layer is leads from referrals and word of mouth. Second layer, incoming leads from your contact page, Facebook ad campaigns, other marketing, other sales activity. Your third layer is your outbound sales. And too many people today are dependent on the digital marketing, on the lead generation platforms, and forget that there is something which this world lived on for till about the mid till around 2015, 2016, when digital marketing was not in vogue, and that was outbound sales. You have an existing database. You go and revisit your old or cold leads. How are you nurturing your inbound leads? How are you sourcing your ideal client list? And how are you building strategic alliances? Turning your marketing efforts into lead takes time, and hence think long term. Marketing and sales are two sides of the same coin. And if we don't use the coin well, we will always struggle. They're both guiding to a potential customers on a purchasing journey. So be patient with the process and be ready to take those outbound activities to fully engage with your potential customers. So these are the 5 ways by which you can increase the conversion rate. And I am 100% sure if you measure this year's conversion rate, whatever it is, by following this process, by looking at how do we manage sales objections, you can and you will improve your conversion rates by 15 to 20%. And that means a huge fillip to your sales revenue. Thank you so much for being with us. Uh, we are there at all point in time to help you. We are coming up with the programs. Keep writing to us. Send us the messages that you always do. And our BD team, our sales team will be in touch with you, helping you take you through the journey of what we can do professionally to help you become a business which is much, much bigger than what you're today. Thank you so much for your time. Have a great Monday, and I shall see you next week, same place, same time, with another episode of The Power of Five.